So the reason why I might not have started in 23, 24, I was a bit scared of the online space. When you see guys this age like making a good amount of money, you know, that kind of limiting belief, is this for me? Can I do that? I couldn't see myself doing a 9 to 5 like my dad did, especially because I'm putting my future and my life in somebody else's hands. So I wanted to make something out of my own skills.
How much have you made in setting so far in the last, 6-7 weeks now?
I've made about 3.2K US. Today we're having another 2K that's coming through. In this space, you gotta be a bit delusional to make it. We've been out in Lake District and I think I've collected about 9K cash in the past 2 days. You can do it wherever you are. You can do it with how little time you have. You really broke my limiting beliefs from the minute we actually spoke on camera.
There are a few people that you have to find that will help you grow, whether it's in info, whether it's in business itself. Now, having people around you that has the same vision as you and wants to grow with you as well, even though it's a different goal, whether you're in a different path because you're later on than me, it makes it so much easier. So I appreciate you, bro. Whoa, Juna, I can't believe we're here now. So fast. You've been in the program for how long? 2 months in total?
2 months, yeah.
2 months. We actually just did a hike together just yesterday. So, Juna, tell me, how much have you made in setting so far in the last, 6-7 weeks now?
I've made about 3.2K US. Today we're having another 2K that's coming through. We've got about 5 or 6K MRR coming my way.
What's the goal for this month?
The goal is 3K. I'd say at about 1 to 1.2K right now.
I remember you got on the call. You were kind of scared because we have never met each other in real life.
Never met each other, yeah.
We're from the same school, same uni, but we never actually...
Same course, bro.
Same course.
Yeah.
We never actually met each other in real life. Tell me, how did it feel getting on the call for the first time?
I generally feel like I knew that my life could change and might change and will change. I knew that I wanted to get into the online space in whatever way I can. And when it came with Matthew, he told me his story. And this is what really pushed me over to joining him. I've gone through my own personal struggles, but I feel like Matthew has gone through his own version of struggles that feel so much more tougher than what I had to go through. And it's just like a testament to show that if you are able to make that change in however many months, go from the person that you were to the person that you are a year later, why can't I do that even though I've got less to do?
I mean, over on that call, we talked about a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
We talked about why you wanted to get started. We talked about the internship that you're doing for a few months. Yeah. How much did you get paid in your internship?
I got paid 1K Singapore dollars.
1K Singapore. That's what, $800 in 2 months?
Yeah.
First of all, you came on the call knowing fully that I didn't have any students yet.
Yeah.
I didn't have any content posted out. I probably posted out maybe 7 reels.
Yeah.
No YouTube, no nothing. But you still went inside the call. And one of the main things that you told me, which was one of the limiting beliefs that you had, was I wanted to make, $800 at the end of 4 months? How much did you end up making in your first 2 weeks on your offer?
First 2 weeks, I made about 1.2K. And honestly, that just completely smashed whatever belief that I had that I could only make about $800. You know, the minute I said $800, he was like, bro, why are you thinking so small? In this space, you got to be a bit delusional to make it.
100%.
But being delusional doesn't mean you're being unrealistic. You just know you're going to get there. And at the start of this month, I said I was going to hit 3K. And I see that now, after 1 week, that's possible.
100%.
I can do that.
I mean, you've done really well in the last week. Not really well, but you've done a lot better in the last few weeks. Everybody is probably scared to get on calls, scared of taking action. Yeah, exactly how you did. What actually made it click for you? What made you reach out to me and you're like, yeah, this is exactly what I want to be doing. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it.
It was more of my pain and my North Star combined with what Setco was offering for me. When it came to my pain, it was more I couldn't see myself doing a 9 to 5 like my dad did, especially because I'm putting my future and my life in somebody else's hands. So I wanted to make something out of my own skills. And what worked with Setco is that, it is scary that I was the first student, but I knew that this couple of weeks that I might be the only student means that I get to absorb all the information that I can. I could reach out to Matt as much as I could, and I just felt like it was quite genuine. Even when I didn't know much about setting, I still knew that Matt knew a lot of people in the industry, and that network was already I don't care if I make that much money, I know I'm going to get the skill set and the right network to actually be successful here.
I mean, you told me on the call that, especially now, you've also told me, you reminded me recently, you actually wanted to get into setting in 2023. Why didn't you start then?
I was a bit scared of the online space. When you see guys this age making a good amount of money, which maybe people who are 20 years older are making, is this for me? can I do that? You know, that kind of limiting belief of like, Matt is so well spoken, or like this guy is so well spoken, or this guy knows what he's doing with his life. And what really broke that for me this year was like, everybody here is like a normal person. Everybody here has their own goals, but we're just able to like work hard, know what to do, and just, you know, execute, you know.
What do you think is the difference of the Juna now compared to a Juna a year ago? Not even a year ago, maybe like even 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, I think physically, there are a few people who've gone like, Juna, you've actually like grown up with your shoulders, or like physically you look a bit better. And that's one thing with Setco, like it's not just improving with setting, but it's also improving like every aspect of life. You can't really do like a business and entrepreneurship without being there, you know, physically and mentally, right? So that's the physical aspect of like, it really pushed me to like lock in on my fitness, lock in on my health, eat better, sleep on time. You know, all these things really compound into actually doing better work. And then when it comes to the Juna, when it comes to mentally and also like how well he is in time managing now, I'm able to like concisely do my work when I need to get it done, sleep on time, make sure that I'm not flipping time, you know, in the day. And the best part about setting for me is that, see, the phone is already like a dopamine like recipe. It already gives us so much dopamine. If you're able to turn that scrolling time into money, like why the fuck would you not?
And the thing is, you're always on your phone. Might as well do something about it and actually make money from it, right?
Exactly.
I want to go deeper to where you think the Juna before was, like how he has changed into the person he is now.
Yeah.
Because I remember you telling me like you felt like you could have been doing more and you never did it. Why exactly do you think the old Juna never did it?
So the reason why I might not have started in 23, 24 is that I'm like, oh my God, I don't have enough time in the day. But I didn't realize until this year that I'm being so ineffective with my time. I can still go to the gym like for 90 minutes a day. I still come back home, wake up early and still get a lot of stuff done. And what is the biggest difference between me then and me now? I know I'm right where I want to be because I've had the experiences that have led me to this point. I think having a good pain point as to why you're doing something is so important. I thought I knew how to manage my time. No, bro. Like, no. Now I'm able to do university, go for a job, do setting, and still have time for my family and friends.
Yeah. And one of the things that I realized about you is that you're not only doing this for money. You only realized you made, 3.4 like yesterday.
Yeah.
In total in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Not even 2 months. And even with your part-time job, you're just working because you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like you technically don't need to go to your part-time. You just enjoy going and having the benefits of that hotel business thing, right? Why do you think it's important that you had that perspective, and how are you able to leverage that to grow so quickly? You hit 1.4K in your first 2 weeks. And then in your first 6 weeks, you hit 2.7, and in your 7th week, you managed to hit 3.4.
Yeah.
You leverage your position of being able to grow instead of just taking a look at your financial results. Why do you think that was helping you to grow?
There's a recent reel that you came out with that really struck with me. Growth is not linear, but at the same time, growth can be in many different ways. Even if I feel like I didn't make any money in the first month, I still feel like I grew because I'm now able to take the steps to actually like put myself out there, put my back against the wall. So that's like something that I've never been able to do before. And even when it was without money, I can tell that I'm doing better in life. I'm able to present myself well. And yesterday night as well, I was able to talk to 2 of the newer guys, and I was able to give them quite a bit of advice that I personally did not have when I first started out. So being that role model for people who are just coming in, that's something that I never thought I'd be able to do.
I mean, that's because that's what a community is for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not only are you seeing you being able to see each other people, that gives you kind of an ego boost. But at the same time, during the beginning, you guys were helping each other out. And what do you think made you different to the others? Why are you performing the best inside Setco right now?
I think it comes with a lot of hard work. There are many times when I first started out where I was actually losing quite a bit of sleep. But the thing is that I was a bit addicted to setting.
I mean, you slept at 7 a.m. bro.
I slept at 7 a.m. a few nights. I didn't even notice how bad it was getting. And everybody is hungry to make money. But Matt spoke to me a month in and he said, you've got to make sure that it's sustainable. I can't be setting for 14 hours a day, not sleeping, not having time for the people that you love, not managing your time well. And so it's about being efficient with your time. You can set for 4 hours. We've been out in Lake District and I think I've collected about 9K cash in the past 2 days.
So we literally went on a hike. We just hiked to Helvellyn, by the way.
Yeah.
3rd tallest peak in England yesterday.
You can do it wherever you are. You can do it with how little time you have. We got to make sure that you're dialing it and you're learning from people better than you.
I mean, what do you think specifically that I helped you out with the most?
So many things. You really broke my limiting beliefs from the minute we actually spoke on camera. And there was a point in time where where when it came to actually joining the program, I felt like if I didn't join today, I would never join. There was a second opportunity for me to join the online space again. And if I said no to it, where would my life be right now? I think I'd be the same kind of person that I was last year. And for the past 5 years, I'm like, I want to be better than the previous year version of myself. And I know that I'm better than myself. And going back to the question that you asked, how you helped me, that like breaking of limiting beliefs, it's generally is also the knowledge. There's a lot of setters out there, but there's not a lot of like great setters. And with Matthew, he's really, really good with tapping into the emotional side of things. He's unbelievable. He can save like a conversation that's cooked.
There's so many little things that people kind of look over. Like you'd be surprised. I'm sure you've seen other setters set now, and you've seen how I set you.
Yeah.
Right? And when you start getting that knowledge, you understand that everything like you see other people do, it's always a part of sales.
Yeah.
Whether it's in a conversation, whether it's part of friends, right? I preach setting as like a fundamental skill set for sales. Whether that's in business, whether that's in the future, it just helps you become a better person. Because it not only teaches you discipline, like how it taught me, at the same time, it gave me skill sets to like talk to people, network with people. And that's, I think, is a fundamental skill for the future. For the people that are watching, that were in your position, always saying to themselves that they want to grow and they think that they're already good, they just need a little bit of a push. They don't know what they don't know. What would you say to them if they were exactly in your position before, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago?
There's one thing that I feel like is holding a lot of people back. It's this concept of like, there's always next time. There is no such thing as next time. I genuinely believe that with 100% certainty. There's no such thing as, okay, this maybe it's not meant for me now, but it's meant for me later. Because there's a version 2 of you out there that's made that, change today. When it came with approaching you, I felt like there's no more next time. There's no possible future where I see myself like actually doing this. So with people that are actually like considering getting into the online space, of course it can be super scary, but at the same time, you have such a good opportunity to learn about who you want to get into. Matt has some great content talking about his own struggles. And when you see yourself going through those struggles and you can relate to him, you can see where he's coming from as well as where he's got to and where you're going to go.
I mean, you kind of have to put yourself in a position of like, let's say, like you didn't even think you were going to be in this position today.
No.
Let's be honest, right? How did you feel when you first got here? When you're like, holy shit, like I've actually made money in this space and it's only been 2 months.
Yeah. Time flies really fast, but that means like in just 2 months, if your life can change this much, you have so much time that we're wasting every day scrolling. You can spend time with your friends, but at the same time, like you gotta put time to work as well. Like we're out in Lake District. That never stopped us from working. You're editing videos. You're making this video right now. I'm gonna be filming a video. Everybody is doing something with their time as well as we're able to enjoy life. You just gotta grab opportunities, as they come. Somebody else who's in your position now who actually takes action is gonna make it. It depends if that's you, if that's them.
And how I like to think of it, like when you said like you learned so much in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
If you learned so much in the last 2 months, imagine when you're already a year in the game. Imagine how much you're going to progress, how much you're going to be able to learn more. But that's only if you put yourselves in positions where you're going to learn. That's why when you're in Setco, I not only tell you to set, but network. I bring the guest group calls, things like George, for example, like Jacob, like Josh. Those are the people that I want you to meet because those are the people that I met to help me grow up. And you start to realize like all of these guys that I meet, they're all my friends. They're all guys I'm boys with. There are a few people that you have to find that will help you grow. These are the people that in the future, they're going to help you guys grow, whether it's in info, whether it's in business itself. Because most of the guys inside the community, they come from rich backgrounds. They can help you out in the future. You're just connected to these people. And now because you guys are experiencing the same thing when you're in your 20s, bro, imagine in your 40s. Imagine if you guys are all up. You're going to have a network of people already that's going to help you out in the future, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's the greatest thing about having a positive community. We force you guys to go to the gym. I teach you the basic discipline of what you need to grow. Before we end this, what do you think would be the last thing you would say? Imagine you're speaking to yourself 3-4 months ago.
I'd say take that leap. Don't be afraid in trying something because getting into Setco, I feel like if I didn't do well enough, I can at least say that I tried. Maybe this wasn't for me. I'm not the kind of guy to get into this. Maybe I don't got it in me. But if you don't jump, you're never going to know if you land. Going back to what you were saying about networking as well, that's such a good point. There are people in this space that are genuinely want you to grow. And getting networked with all these guys, with just one small step, like you can get into this space and you can learn from so many more people. Because right now I'm on track to try to do 3K, which is being here for 2 months. You know what I mean? Like break your limiting beliefs and then understand that you're the only thing that's holding you back from actually doing well.
And it becomes like a game, right?
Yeah.
Like I told you in the very beginning. Like this whole entrepreneurship info stuff, it just feels like a game. You just want to keep pushing for the next level, whether that's in setting, whether that's transitioning. What are your goals, bro? Closing, SDR. Obviously, you want to make 3K this month.
Goals are to move into, when it comes with money, I want to try to make 3K this month, 5K end of December, and then 10K in Jan. Just because January, I know it's going to be a crazy month.
It's going to be a crazy one. Yeah.
So January, I think I can do 10K. And then when it comes to goals and moving in, I'm really interested in closing and biz ops, as well as I'm so lucky, like I've got so many people in my circle and all these guys that are literally like an arm's reach away from me. If you're not going to put your hand out, you're never going to get fed. People only want to help people that actually want to be helped. Like Matthew, whoever your mentor was, he was able to teach you.
Yeah.
I was able to learn from you.
Yeah.
Now Gabriel and the new guys are able to learn from me. Like going down the line, it's going to be so much easier for these guys to hit their goals because they don't have to go through the frustrating period that you went through.
There's always going to be someone that's going to be ahead of you, whether it's only one step or whether it can be 10 steps, right? And you always have people to learn in this space. You just have to take that extra push like you did, you know, getting on the call, not knowing who I was, and actually take a risk. Exactly on that call, you made the decision to go. And then you never look back. And the whole thing that you had in your mind was just like, I'm going to do it no matter what. It gives us like the confidence to be able to back ourselves up. We know we're going to get, if we have our mind to shit, we're going to get that shit done. And that's the discipline, bro. And especially you were one of the students that I can actually see in real life, whether it was Singapore, in London, all the way in fucking Lake District. Making a business is a very lonely place. That's why I built up a team very quickly. That's why I wanted to grow out the community rather than focus on my financial wins. Now, having people around you that has a kind of the same vision as you and wants to grow with you as well, even though it's a different goal, whether you're in a different path because you're later on than me. Having those people, like having Johnny, having my creative director Daniel, having Jamie, having Nick, it makes it so much easier. So I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you for the time. Thank you guys for watching the video.
Like and subscribe.
Let's go. That was sick, bro.